Michael Beale is the new QPR manager. Beale has left his job as Aston Villa assistant manager to take over in the Big C over at Loftus Road. The Londoner had been working with Steven Gerrard for the past 4 seasons at Glasgow Rangers and the Villa. As Glasgow Rangers assistant, Beale was part of the immaculate undefeated league season that saw the Ibrox club win back the Scottish title for the first time in a very, very long while and prevent Celtic winning their 10th in a row. Beale then moved with Stevie G and the entire Rangers backroom team to take over at Aston Villa back in November last year, so halfway through this season. Villa ultimately finished 14th in the Premier League, but under the new regime, they were actually the 9th best team in the top division. In recent times, Beale had been linked with the Charlton Athletic job, with Stevie Gerrard stating he'll never stand in anyone's way who doesn't want to be part of this journey. That's for sure. That goes for staff or players. Stevie G has been very quick to big up Michael Beale's contribution while at Glasgow Rangers and Villa. I think he might have even used the word genius to describe his assistant manager. Look, as fans, we do tend to struggle to analyse the assistant and manager dynamic, honestly, because we never truly know what exactly goes on behind closed doors. And every manager and assistant work in a unique and slightly different way to every single other one. The fairly lazy and reductive, he's the brains of the operation, is what often gets trotted out, frankly, with little or no knowledge of actually what's going on behind closed doors. But it is safe to say that Beale is a very highly rated coach, and Villa are going to need to think very carefully in terms of replacing his contribution. Well, that's the Villa angle cover. We'll get to QPR in just a second, but before we do, please hit the like button to support the video and the channel. Beale goes in at QPR after 3 years under another former Glasgow Rangers employee, Mark Warburton, who led Queen's Park Rangers to 13th, 9th and 11th place finishes in the Championship. Warburton took QPR back into the top half of the Championship table after a bit of a stagnation, but with the acknowledgement that there was a lot of financial jiggery-pokery and sorting out needing to be done at that time. He helped with the development of excellent youngsters Eze, Samuel and Chair. And in the second half of the 2021 season, not last season, the season before, only automatically promoted Watford and champions Norwich scored more points than QPR, meaning expectations were really pretty high going into this past season. It was all going so well for QPR. I was worried that they'd struggle in January when AFCON was going on without a couple of key players, but they navigated that beautifully, and with 28 games played, QPR were 2 points off automatic promotion with a game in hand, and then it all fell apart. In the final 18 games of the Championship season, nobody in the entire division scored fewer points than QPR did. They went from an automatic challenge all the way down into 11th place amidst lots of rumours in the background that Mark Warburton was going to be moved on. Things ended up with a proper dead man walking scenario for QPR at the end of the season, with the club announcing 2 games prior to the end of the season that Warburton would not be having his contract renewed for next season. So, what can QPR fans expect? I'm going to assume, rightly or wrongly, that it will be similar to Stevie Gerrard's Rangers or Villa, which would mean a 4-3-3 shape, narrow inside forwards, aggressive central midfield 3. This would be a move away from a squad that is frankly very used to playing a back 3 and wing backs, but should fit in absolutely fine with the star players there, Chris Willock, Ilias Chair, Rob Dickey, assuming none of them get sold in the close season. I like the hire. Of course, it's Beale's first job as the main man, and there's always a chance that his skill set is more suited to the assistant's chair. We don't know. We'll find out in due course, but judging by his career thus far, he certainly deserves the opportunity to have a crack at it. In that respect, it's a bit of a gamble, but then isn't any appointment a bit of a gamble? This type of hire is getting more and more popular though, and by that I mean management now is far more of a vocation than something an ex-player just kind of ends up doing. And we're seeing more and more people Beale's age, up to their eyeballs in qualification, and already with years of coaching experience at various levels. The likes of Forest's Steve Cooper and Blackpool's Neil Critchley have both trodden a pretty similar path through Liverpool, which is starting to get its boot room reputation back in the modern era. Both of those managers have EFL promotions on their CV, and we're seeing similar things with the likes of Liam Manning and Kieran McKenna, both highly qualified but very young managers occupying decent jobs down in League One. So it's best of luck to Michael Beale in the QPR hot seat. Why don't you let me know what you think of the appointment down there in the comments? What is it going to mean for Aston Villa? How is it going to possibly weaken them, and what do they need to do to replace their outgoing assistant? How does it strengthen QPR? Let me know if you're a Villa fan or a QPR fan, how you see it playing out at either or both clubs indeed. And if you want to stay watching the channel and jump in the time machine, click here where you can see my reaction 3 years ago from when Mark Warburton, the previous QPR manager, walked in there. Let me know what pearls of wisdom I came out with then.